You guys heard an opening statement from me back in December, so all that goes. Just I'll repeat all that. Well, we can just repeat it, so I don't have to do it now. We can save time for your guys' questions, but just want to say how excited I am about this class sitting here right now in February, looking at all the different the guys that we signed from the early signing class to the people that we added. The return missionaries and gray shirts that we added in January that are enrolled right now, to the guys that we got through the transfer portal, to the signings that we had today, and I think the roster is starting to form now, and really feeling excited about the depth and experience and the talent that we have at all of our positions. And then recruiting never ends, so we'll see what more we can add to the mix, and we'll train for next month and get ready for spring ball. And I think spring ball is going to start around. We're doing it a little differently than we've had in the past, but we'll start it on March 6th, and then we'll give you the details about that in the next couple of days. And so really excited about the group, and then excited about the players, and excited about the coaches, and definitely excited about the schedule that we saw yesterday. So the guys are the workouts a little bit more urgency, and now that we have our schedule in place, and the energy and passion is excited for the guys are excited for the Big 12. We've talked about it for a couple of years now, and now it's here, and so away we go. So with that being said, I'll turn the time over to you guys to ask me questions, and keeping in mind that we will have Kelly Papinga and Jay Hill and Aaron Roderick coming up after me. So if you want to ask the hard questions, save it for them.
Jared, go ahead.
Kalani, now that the class is complete, at least with the signings today, I'm curious about your assessment that the difference moving to the Big 12's made. You mentioned it, because on one hand, we've talked about how BYU's recruiting pool is different because of the church affiliation and those things. But on the flip side, you are now in a Power 5 conference, officially getting ready for the Big 12. How big of a difference did it make in your view as you look at this class?
Yeah, it's made a big difference, and I think that it probably in a lot of different areas, and when then you add that all up, it's made a bigger impact than. So if you say one thing, let's take for example our PWOs. It's something I didn't mention before, but our class of preferred walk-ons that I'm not allowed to mention specifically by name, but you guys are really smart. You can get on social media and see who those guys are. But it's a talented group, and probably one of the more talented groups we've ever had as preferred walk-ons. And being able to recruit these young men, and then for them to turn down scholarships at other schools to come here with the promise of competing and earning a scholarship. And so when you look at something like that, the talent level in that group altogether, and the amount of scholarships that they turned down to be here on our roster, that's going to create a lot of energy, but it's also going to create a lot of competition, which makes our team better all overall. And so it's actually strengthening all what people would consider the weaker links and making them stronger. So you're only as strong as your weakest link, and our weakest link is becoming really, really strong right now. That in combination with everything else, recruiting, being able to sign someone like LJ today, and have the fact that we're a P5 and he wanted to listen a little bit more. It was him listening to see what we're about, then having him and his family join us on the official visit, and him seeing himself being here and wearing our colors and being in the environment, and feeling the appreciation that all these recruits had, on the official visits with the fans that are here, and being able for them, the recruits over the weekend, going to a basketball game and seeing how much how crazy our fans get in a good way, right? And then feeling the energy from them, and then even after the game didn't go our way, the interest that all our fans, the Rock and our fan base had, just connecting with our recruits while they're walking out. There's all this stuff that's going on, and when you put it all together, it's a huge impact on our program.
Mitch, go ahead.
Kalani, since the first signing day, you've added a lot of transfers, one of which quarterback Keaton Slovis. Since he enrolled in early January, what has stood out, with him on campus, and what attracted you guys to him in the portal?
Yeah, when we had him on the visit, his football IQ is ridiculous. I mean, he's so smart. He wants to be part of this offense, and he and A-Rod had a great connection. He's got a lot of arm talent, and then you look at that entire room altogether. When you put Keaton with Retzloff, and then also with Ryder, that's a group that's with Cade and Nick and those guys. When they're doing their individual throwing, the receivers come out and everyone's been talking about how there's not a bad ball being thrown out there. But for me, it's a good sign, So we just got to keep getting kind of that connection with our where it's secondhand nature where they can know whether it's going to be a back shoulder throw or whatever it is, and Keaton's got all the tools for it, but so do these other guys. They may not have as much experience, but there's a lot of talent in that one position group, and I trust A-Rod with what he's doing there.
Jake and then Jay.
Kalani, this morning you guys signed LJ Martin out of El Paso. What went into that decision for him to flip from Stanford to pick you guys?
I give a lot of credit to our coaches, to A-Rod and to Harvey, Fessy. I mean, that entire group spent a lot of time educating him on our offense, and then just having him on the visit, I think, made a big difference, and him being able to see us, and I think it kind of helped also that we played Stanford at the end of the season, and to see how our fans represent, not just at home but on the road too, and so all that stuff mattered, and then more than anything, I think it came down to him being a great fit for us academically with the school. He really appreciated the high level degree that you get at BYU, and how it challenges you academically, and he's ready for that, but also the physical challenge and the challenge of football, he's ready for that too. So he saw this being a great fit for him. He saw what we're about with the honor code and our football program and the mission that we have as a team, and he felt like it was a greght fit. He and his family felt it was a great fit, and I agree. And I'm excited that he can run the ball too and can catch out of the backfield, and he's very big and physical, and that's a true freshman coming in. I look forward to seeing him get on the field and doing some great stuff for us.
Kalani, where are you at as far as room to add more guys, especially when that May 1st window opens for the transfer portal again?
Yeah, with guys going on missions, and then there's always there's going to be attrition in football. I mean, every spring after spring ball, there's going to be some guys that are going to change and want to play more and go other places, and there's going to be the guys that we'll look at that we'll add, and so there's just a name for it now. They go into the transfer portal, so I think some years there's more guys that leave, and then other years there's not. So we'll see how it forms in the spring. I think we'll see how our coaches can adjust and evaluate the talent that we have in each position. Obviously, we have a bunch of new coaches on the defensive side, so they'll be able to evaluate. They're already doing it right now, and so and the evaluation goes in a lot of different ways. It's with their academics, their social life, and also on the field. And so when we put all that together, we'll come to a good conclusion where the best fit for all these young men are, and maybe it's here, maybe it's changing positions, maybe it's changing side of the ball, and that just happens in football. And so when that happens, we're gonna have a full roster. So if we need to go to the transfer portal to add some, then we will.
Jared, go ahead.
Kalani, this is always an exciting time with all the signees. There's always optimism surrounding the guys that have committed and are coming to the program. What's it like for you to see that turn into success on the field? Because there's always, even the transfer guys and guys who are in the programs in January, there's always that evolution, that growth as they get acclimated to the program and are able to excel. What's that like to see them go from this day to being real contributors and really helping out the team?
Yeah, it's awesome to see it. I mean, everyone's developing, So, but it could be coaches too. So when you look into the comfort level that they have in the scheme and with the talent that we have on our team, and then just for the players individually, we're asking them to change their bodies to whether it's losing body fat or gaining muscle mass, and then gaining muscle mass and gaining weight and changing positions. A lot of that stuff factors into it. So when you see someone that comes in, that there's a lot of great athletes here that can play both sides of the ball, and we're going to keep working with that and developing them. But when you see them from the beginning to the end, it's a pretty cool sight, and I'm excited about the new guys that are here. And probably a lot of the guys that go to the transitions the fastest are the return missionaries that have come in, and not all of them are in great shape. But some are better shape than others. But you can see now that their body's a little bit more mature, you can kind of see and project a little bit easier, even though their fitness level isn't up to what it should be.
We'll take last two questions from Mitch and then Alex.
Kalani, with the personnel you've added, I mean, and you noted earlier that the roster's starting to come together. With the personnel you've added, plus the returning lettermen, is your roster ready for that Big 12 schedule that now features 10 Power Fives that dropped yesterday?
Yeah, it have to be. I mean, we didn't just start doing that a month ago. We've been working on this for a while, and we know where some of the deficiencies are. I felt like we've made a huge improvement in a lot of different places, specifically at the O-line and D-line spots, and being able to get guys and sign guys to be on to come here, but also having the preferred walk-ons, I think it's going to make a big difference for us. And I mean, we picked up, 2 JC linemen that turned down scholarships to come here and walk on, and with the hopes of earning a spot and earning a scholarship. So there's going to be strong competition here.
Coach, when you look at the entire class and kind of zoom out a little bit, what are the qualities that the guys have that kind of tells you these are Big 12 quality players?
Well, I guess it all depends on where you're looking. I think all of them are Big 12 guys. There's some guys with great measurables and great talent, but you look at some of the speed that our guys have, and it's documented track times, things like that, and you can see it on film. So I thought, as a team, going against SMU in the bowl game, I felt like we looked really fast, and that's a speedy team as well, and we've got to keep building on our on our identity, which is getting some physical guys and asking them to do a lot with the physical part of the game. And so we're going to lean on that, and then mix in all the talent that we have. But this is not a ready-made team yet. I think talent-wise we're there. We're just trying to get them ready by the time we get to August. They're not going to be ready for spring ball to play a game in the Big 12 yet, but when we get towards August and September, they'll be ready.
Thanks so much, Coach.
All right, guys. Thanks.